How is it? How are you doing, everybody? Jim Adkins here from Adkins Results Coaching with a question, and just with a question for you. When you've been wronged, and you get to define what that means, do you immediately feel vengeful, hatred, anger? Um, a couple of students, conniving abilities to get back or get even, or do you take the higher road? Number two. So that was my question. Can you rise above it? Do you rise above the? And I hate to judge the other people, but the pettiness that you might see at the time of being wronged. So let's just take some scenarios, and I'm going to ask some questions. I would like some feedback. Let's say, for instance, that you live your life assuming that most people have integrity, that the people you deal with, because of the people you choose to deal with, that they are on the same page as you as far as everything goes. And you stumble once or twice, you give them a second chance. You stumble once or twice again, you give them a third chance. And then it proves that there's a pattern that just keeps repeating. And situations take place to where the same type of, again, I don't want to judge the other people that might do you wrong, but to come up with a scenario, it's, what if you felt like you were stabbed in the back, or what if you felt like you were being used, and you fall for it every time, or just lied to, and then you feel abused? Do you immediately start to think, screw it, I'm this and that, and I'm going to do, and you get mad, and you get angry? And I tell you why I ask. Through my career here and my dealings with other people, I do witness often people who break relationships think that they need to be angry to do it. And that's not always the truth. It's easier for people, I understand, to let go of something. And I said easier, not always correct. To let go of something like a relationship or anything if you dislike it, if it's no longer needed. And you convince yourself that you don't need it because it's easier for people to do. And that's kind of the go-to response for a lot of people. And I'll be honest with you. In my gut, it's my go-to response too. My first instinct, and I just realized this today, when you see that pattern hit you in the face again, and you go, screw this, I'm blah. And it was my instinct. And it took like 90 seconds, because I allow myself 90 seconds to stress whenever there's some kind of a situation where I need to really evaluate what's taking place. So about 90 seconds. And again, 90 seconds is arbitrary because I start counting backwards. And I get to about 77, and I realize this is a waste of time. And I immediately wrote this down and wanted to come on and ask you how you felt about it, because integrity pops in, and I remind myself, if I do that, if I act like that, if I respond in kind, what I'm doing is I'm really allowing whatever the situation or whatever the people involved bring me down to a level that I'm not at anymore. Bring me to a response level that really doesn't need to exist on either side. And having integrity and remembering who you are in that situation helps you rise above it. So the next time you find yourself stressed because somebody doesn't live up to your expectations, one, your expectations set you up for the disappointment in the first place. You can hope, but expecting will not always, but sometimes lead you to disappointment. That's just how it happens. Neither good nor bad, neither here nor there. That's just it, right? So anyway, whenever you find yourself, somebody or some situation not living up to your expectations or not following through on the things that they say they're going to do, stop. If you catch yourself being a little stressed, and this goes out to my boy too, who I know, he has a rough time. Why? Because in life, you deal with other people. Unless you're a monk who lives in a cave, you have to deal with other people, and some of those people are not always on the top level. So when that happens, give yourself 90 seconds, start to count backwards. Remember, it's okay to take a breath, pause for that 90 seconds, and then if you have a decision or an idea that comes to you that sets you apart and keeps your integrity in place and raises your standards and helps you rise above it, take 5 seconds and do it. Now, it means don't get it done in 5 seconds, but count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do it. Got that from somebody else, too. She's amazing. All right, you guys. Just a simple question. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'm very interested. How do you rise above it? Do you rise above it, or do you get revenge, or both? Let me know. I'll talk to you again about this tomorrow. Until next time, on your mark, get set, grow. Peace.